heating up, preheating this beautiful space with your voices and with your kavanah, with your energy. After a long week, Shabbat is here. And so we turn to page 7 and 8 for Yedid Nefesh, beloved friends. Yedid Nefesh, Avad Rachaman, B'shor Abdecha, El Ritzonecha. Yarutz Avdecha, Kemo Aya, Yishtachave El Muladarecha, O Yeralon, Yedinotecha, Minot Esuf, Vechol Ta'am, Adonai, Ziv HaOlam, Ziv HaOlam, O Nafshi Cholas, Avatecha, Ana Elna Levana, Be'Ha'Ozlam, Noam Zileva, Az Tichazek, Netisapeh, Ve'ayta Asiyim Chazolam, Vatihemuna, Rachamecha, V'lai V'chusana, Al Beinahu V'cha, Ki ze kama, Unichsol Nichsavti Liros Metiferet, On page 8, everyone, in the bolded Hebrew, a third of the way up from the bottom. If your legs are crossed, everyone, sit up in your chair. You're not at work. And even though the Hebrew might be, who knows, challenging, comfortable, the point of prayer is not to finish everything on your prayer plate. After all, there are people who don't have anything to eat. You can say what it is that you need to say for you to be present, receiving Shabbat at this moment, whether you're on site or online. If you're new, if this is your 1000th service at Romemu, it's all kosher. Shabbat is received. So we allow ourselves to receive Shabbat. We speak to our eyes and we say, let yourself have Shabbat. We say to our shoulders, let yourself have Shabbat. Let the body know Shabbat. Higalena, reveal. When I stop and I listen, Shabbat is there. Gale, Nam, Ufros, Chavivi, Allah, God. Kabbalat Shabbat on page 9 and 10.
הלכו נרננה אל אדוני נהריה אוי לצור אישנו אי נקד מפנה אי ותודה בזמיעות נריה לו
אל גדול אדוני ומלכותו על כל אלוהים שבדו מאחר יעזור אתכם אל תקשו לבבכם כי מבם גזו
40 שנה אכות בדור ואומר עם טועה לבהם והם לא ידעו אשר נשבעתי ויפיל אם יבואו אל מנוחתי.
On page 11 and 12 שירו לאדוני שיר חדש שירו לאדוני כל הארץ שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו ועשו מיום ליום ישועתו סמרו בגויים יעמודו בכל העמים נתלותם כי גדול אדוני ומולמאו נורא הוא על כל אלוהים כי כל אלוהי העמים אלילים ואדוני שמיים עשו עוד ואדם יפניו עוז ותפארת במקדשו אהבו לאדוני לשפחות עמים אהבו לאדוני קראו לאדוני כבוד שמו שאו מנחה ובחסרות האיש תאהבו לאדוני בחדש קודש דיני אלוהים לפניו כל הערים תיכון תבל ואל תימון ילדים עמים ומשרים ישמחו שמיים ותבדו אוי רמיה אשר בו תרננו כל הציוחן ויתנה אדוני כי בא לשפוט הארץ ישפוט דבר ויאמין באמונו Verse 13 and 14. שם רבה תשמח ציון ותגנה בנות יהודה למען משפטך אדוני כי אתה אדוני עליון על כל הארץ מאוד נעלית על כל אלוהים ובאדוני תנוגה שומר נפשוס חסידה מיד רשעים מיד צילי ולזרו על הצדיק ולישראל משמחה שמחות צדיקים אדוני והודו לזכר קודשו. Psalm 98 on page 15 and 16 is Moshe Niaro simcha uchav יחד ערים ירננו לבני אדוני קיבה לשפוט הארץ
ישפוט תבל וצדק
ויאמין
במישרים
אדוני מלאך ירגזו עמים בפי שיטין יושבים Romemu Adonai Elohim Yishlach Ramudana Yidaber Liam Shamru Edo Savirok Nasunamo Adonai Elohim Ata Nisam El Nosei Yisol Lachem Enokim Alili Losam Romemu Adonai Eloheinu Vishnachavu Lecha Kodsho Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Please rise. Page 20.
Havul Adonai B'Elim. Havul Adonai Kavod V'Nini Lai 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 Havul Adonai Kevod Shemo Ishtach Havul Adonai Adnas Kodesh Havul Adonai Alamayim El HaKavodim Amayim Rabim Ay 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 Kol Adaya Adam Kol Adonai Shove Arazimai Shberak Vaya Kiden Kemoe Hey 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 You may be seated. On page 21 and 22.
Eyana bekoach gedulat yemincha Tzati utzehua Kavelin atamcha Sakveinu nora Eina givodo sheyechotcha kevavat shomrei Ei barchem tarem rachmet tzidkatcha Talmid gamlei Chasim kadosh be'otucha Na'elad anatecha Yachil ge'eh le'amcha v'nei Zochrei
So as we sit here together, I invite you to close your eyes for just a couple minutes and immediately become aware of the sensation of your body sitting. Wherever you notice the sensation of sitting, your back against the chair or your feet on the floor or the seat beneath you, just noticing that sensation of being held by. And bringing attention now to your spine. In this week's Torah reading, we'll hear about a ladder stretching from the earth until the sky, to heaven. And many commentaries say that that's the spine. The ladder that begins at the base, at the area of energy, and rises up and down along the spine. In some traditions, that energy is a sacred energy of awakening and illumination. Just for now, the sensation of being supported from deep within, allowing your eyes and your ears and your face to be held by the deeper structure, your shoulders, and all of the muscles of your body to be held by the deep structure of the ladder. And Shabbat's kind of like that in a way. The whole week is draped over the deep structure called Shabbat. The center, the beginning, the end. The place where we rest, the place where we return. So wherever you've been this week and wherever you're going, make a little pit stop here in Shabbat and see if with each breath you can let Shabbat and your own deep structure hold you. And now for this last 30 seconds, just bring awareness to your own face, noticing any sensations, letting go of any tension. And if you'd like to open your eyes at some point and find the words of Shlomo Alkabetz, the 16th century mystic who spoke of the face of Shabbat, Pnei Shabbat, Pnei Shabbat, on page 23 and 24.
שבת לכו ומלכה כי כל ברכה
לנושמי קדם
וסוכה
סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לך אדוני נתרס קלה הנה שבת אומנה קלה מקדש
עיר מלוכה ומיצי מתוך אפיך
רב לך.
רב לך
עמק הבכה
שעמק הבכה
והוא יחמור
והוא יחמור לנו
עלייך חמלה ריבן לך אדוני לקראת קלה לעיני יפי סף שבת we receive על ידני ויסלחני קורבן יעלה לך אדוני לך אדוני לקראת קלה הנה שבת עטרת בעלם
גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה.
שבת המלכה הולך דודי לקראת קלה בני שבת לקראת
Please remain standing as we turn around to face one another and sing the Psalm of Shabbat, Psalm 92.
מזמור מזמור שיר, שיר ליום השבת.
On page 27 and 28. 27 and 28.
שיר ליום השבת.
מזמור,
מזמור מזמור שיר,
שיר
ליום השבת. מזמור מזמור שיר, שיר ליום השבת. מזמור שיר, שיר ליום השבת. מזמור שיר, שיר ליום השבת. The whole world is waiting,
Oh, to sing a song of peace and harmony and love. Oh, we're waiting. I'm also waiting, and the world is waiting.
Sing a song of
Oh,
Shabbat.
the world is waiting.
Sing a song of Shabbat.
Oh,
And I'm also waiting
to
sing a song of Shabbat. I'm also waiting to sing a song of Shabbat. I'm is Moshe. Shir leyom HaShabbat. Is Moshe. Shir leyom HaShabbat.
עלי עשור אלי לא ילגל למסרים ולמוד בפרו רשעים וכמייס ויציתו כל בלה בגשו צדיק
צדיק אתה אמר יפרח
ארז בלעד
כארון יזכה שתורים בבית אדוני וחצות אלוהינו יפריחו עוד ינוחו בצבע דשנים ורעננים יהיו להגיד כי ישר אדוני צורי ולא אתה
Adonai Malach Yod, on page 29. Bikol Osmaim Rabbi Madiri Mishperi Amadi Babarom Adonai Elo Sechanem Numiot Leveischana Vakodesh Adonai Leorech Yamin. As we turn to healing at this moment, you can find the words to this prayer in page 113 in your prayer book, the bottom right-hand corner of that page. And bring to mind, everybody, those who are in need of healing tonight that you might be holding in your hearts. Anyone who's sick or anyone who is in suffering of any kind, we bring their presence into our sacred sanctuary.
הרופא שבורי לב ומחבש לעצבותם
מונה מספר.
מונה מספר לכוכבים לכולם שמות יקרא Healer of broken hearted, binder of counter of uncountable stars. You know who we are.
Mishaberach Avotenu v'Imutenu, may the one who bless their ancestors, bless and heal all of those whom we have in our hearts. May there be a healing in body, in heart, mind, and spirit. And we like say together, Amen. Please be seated, everyone. Shabbos, everybody, get Shabbos. Welcome. If you're here for the first time, we'll welcome you more formally in a moment. A couple of very brief announcements for you. Tomorrow morning, of course, open book will be at 8:45, followed by our services. Is it like feedback here? What is it? Matt, can you just, there's a lot of feedback. Just lower the monitor, thanks. Downstairs, you might have noticed as you walked in, there's a box for winter outerwear. So our winter outerwear, I guess, collection has started and it's there. So please drop off any outerwear that's in excellent condition for those who might need it. It's getting pretty cold outside. This Monday night, we're going to be lucky and blessed to have with us a remarkable panel of people to discuss alternatives to incarceration, increasing public safety through tshuva, kind of a new approach. Can we figure out another way to speak about public safety without the only resource being incarceration, right, Tal? So we're going to be here on Monday night online. It's not here, but online this coming Monday night. We'll have former New York City Council member and Manhattan Borough President Ruth Messenger will be moderating the conversation. Elizabeth Glazer, the former director of the New York City Mayor's Office for Criminal Justice, and formerly incarcerated individuals will be speaking from lived experience. It's a really important conversation about the myth that incarceration is the only solution, and especially to bring to this community and beyond it the crisis that's occurring in Rikers Island that many of you, I'm sure, know about. So that'll be this coming Monday night at 7:30 online. And in person. Oh, that's also in person and online. Okay, great. Next Friday also, how many people were here for the remarkable Shabbat services with Rabbi Zach Fredman and members of the Temenos community and the Epicurus community? Oh, that's the guy. Yeah, it's pretty beautiful. He's coming back with his group. It'll be here leading services again on next Friday night, so December 9th. And so please come back for that as well. Also, there's going to be a program with the JCC and with the organization Roots and BJ about Palestinian and Israeli peacemakers in the land of Israel. So that is happening on Tuesday, December 13th. And Hanukkah is around the corner. And guess who's coming for Hanukkah? We're going to get a gift on Hanukkah. We get a special gift on Hanukkah. Chazan Basia will be with us. Chazan Basia will be with us on Wednesday, December 21st. It's in your newsletter. We're going to be having a Hanukkah party and a concert. There's going to be a latke off or something like that. It's like bring your best latke kind of thing. Kind of like what Scott Osmond started with vodka and herring. Herring. It was vodka and herring. Herring. So the herring is not happening, but it's going to be vodka and latkes, I think. That's also happening. We got a little vodka theme going on. So that'll be happening December 21st. It's in your newsletter, So take a newsletter if you don't have one. It's all in there, so you don't have to commit it to memory, okay? There's also going to be a community Shabbat dinner on Friday, December 16th. We'll keep announcing this, and also a family Hanukkah celebration as well. All of that's going to be happening, God willing, in a couple of weeks. Who's here for the first time? Anybody want to say hello? We have a little microphone here. Anybody first timer? Only if you're a first timer. But you're a regular. You can't get. We have to introduce. We have to privilege people who are here for the first time. You're a regular. It's okay. No, it's beautiful. Thank you so much. You just courage. We can't out other people. That's like one of the rules.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Hi, my name is Maria. I'm coming from GCC Krakow, Poland tonight. I'm Ukrainian, and now I work in the community of Krakow, and I'm so happy and privileged to be here, and thank you for having me. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Hi everyone, Shabbat Shalom. My name is Kevin. I'm hosting Maria. I'm also Ukrainian American. I live here on the Lower East Side of Manhattan, and I'm an organizer with Jewish Voice for Peace, and I'm happy to be here and honored to be in your presence. Thank you.
Thank you for the service. And Felix, yes, I'm from Haiti, but I've been living here for quite some times now. Yes. Yes, I'm based in Harlem now. Yeah. And this is my friend Rishona who brought me. Thank you.
I'm Emmett. I used to be a member of Kol Hai Upstate, so that's happy to be here. I live in Bed-Stuy.
I've actually been here many times before. I'm Rabbi Judith Edelstein, but I'm here with my class from the JCC, Basic Judaism class, and I'm very happy to be back in person with my classes. Thank you.
So Judaism class from JCC, that's great. Awesome.
Hi. Oh, whoa. I usually don't. I don't need this actually. Oh, the people online. I'm Josh. Shabbat Shalom. First time. I live around the corner, but I didn't make it here all this time. But a shout out to Rich over there, who I know through other community stuff, and we had a conversation maybe a month or so ago about sort of the spirituality of the high holidays, and he said, you've got to make it to Romemu one of these days. So here I am.
Friday night is like a high holiday.
I feel it.
Okay, anybody else? Anybody else want to say hi? Someone in the back? Okay, cool. All right. Can we meet halfway? Meet me halfway over here, across the sky, out where the world belongs to.
Hello, I'm Hillary. This is my first time here. I also work with Romemu, so I might know some of you, but I'm a social worker from Dorot. So I just wanted to say hello. It's so nice to meet many more of you, and if you're here after services, do say hello. I have business cards. Happy to explain more what we do, but it's really nice to be here.
So just so you know, this is not a business like, meet and greet. So Hillary works for Dorot, which is an organization many of you know here on the Upper West Side that supports all kinds of programs, all kinds of demographics. And we're lucky enough and blessed enough and privileged enough as a community, and other communities have this as well, to have a dedicated social worker from Dorot working with our community. And so Hillary is here, and her business cards are for the business of the community, like pastoral work and support and all kinds of groups that take place also in Dorot. So if you have other business cards and you want to meet and greet, there's going to be I think there's a kiddish after services as well. That's a good time for that too. But Hillary's work is really the work of community and the work in the synagogue as well. So thank you, Hillary, for being here and for stepping up like that. We're going to rise for our communal call to blessing. Bye bye bye, ya ma 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 ma, ya ma 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 ma, ya na na, did na 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 na, did na 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 na. Page 31 and 32. Baruch Hu es Adonai HaMevorach. You may be seated, everyone. On page 34. ובתבונה משנה הייתי מחליבה את הזמנים בסדר כל חמישים. בראיתו בלילה כוללת אור מבני חושך וחושך מבני אור. ומעבירה יום מבריאה לילה מבדיעה בין יום ולילה אדוני צבאות שמו. אלא חיה וקיימת תמיד תמלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך את שכינה המריבה ערבים. About Olam on page 36. Beit Yisrael Machar Torah Mitzvot Chokim Mishpatim Matan Malkein Adonai Eloheinu V'shochem V'menasich V'kolkach V'nasmach V'divratu Kein Mechayenu V'yorech Yameinu Uvahem Nega Yomam V'layla V'avatcha Adas Mimenu Li'olamim Baruch Atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. We turn to page 37 and 38. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. V'yahavta es Adonai Elohecha. On page 39 and 40. Place these words that I teach you today. Repeat them to your children. Speak of them. ודיברת בם בשבתך ובשעריך ובקומך וקשרתם לעוז על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך והיום שמוע. We continue on page 41 and 42, 43 and 44. If you listen to my askings, then I ask you this day to love the well of life. I will put the grass in the fields for your animals. I will eat and be satisfied. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם ירושלים ציצית וראיתם אותו וזכרתם בכל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם ולא תטו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם למען תסגרו ועשיתם בכל מצוותי והייתם קדושים ללבכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים Adonai Elohechem Amen. ואמונה כזאת וקיים עלינו כי הוא אדון אלוהינו ונג'לתו ונח לישראל עמו בודים ימלכים. Hi. So sometimes you come to Friday night, and if you've prayed every single day, you've said this prayer 14 times in the week, right? It's not even a prayer. It's not requesting anything. The words are taken from the Song of the Sea in chapter 15 in the book of Exodus, and it's the song of the children of Israel when they made it to the other side. I wonder what your other side song would be when you make it to the other side of whatever it is that you're on the side of right now. And I sometimes think during the week how many moments this week reminded me that we're not yet on the other side. How many moments this week reminded me that we still are not singing this song in its fullness. Continued hatred, continued anti-Semitism, continued homophobia, continued derision of other human beings, continued ignorance, continued war, continued policies. I'm sure you have your own list, or you could make one. But Friday night comes and we sing this song, and it's the same song we sang yesterday and the day before and yesterday morning. But on Shabbat we sing it with maybe a deeper hope, a deeper trust. So mi chamocha. Page 47.
וגדול מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום בימינו מלכנו וזרענו לסוכה שלומך וצגנינו מעצה טובה מלפניך ורשענו למען שמך. On page 49 and 50. יד מלך חנון ורחומת שמור צייסנו היינו לחיים ולשלום יעטו יד עולם ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ועל ירושלים. Please rise. On page 51, Yiskadal v'Yiskadash Shemei Rabba Alma divrach yirusei v'amlik machusei B'cha yechon u'v'yomei B'cha yechol beit Yisrael B'gala b'ga U'bizman kori v'yimeru Yehi Shmei Rabba v'vorach
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה
לכו
לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה
תושבך שר נחמתה נאמינו
ביומה ויאמרו
Amidah can be found on page 55 and 56. na 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 ya na 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 ya na 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 I was speaking with my friend and also muse and inspiration, Mark Nepo, earlier this week. And Mark, some of you know his work. He's a great poet and thinker, and he and I were discussing we jumped into deep waters pretty quickly, like within 5 minutes. Hi, how are you? Let's talk deep. So we were talking about authenticity and what it takes to keep things real. And Mark said something profound, and he was speaking to how authenticity is a moving target. It demands that in any given moment we're willing to let go of what was real 5 minutes ago for what's real right now. The experience of like sitting with someone, and I don't know if anybody's ever had this, where everything was great until it wasn't, and you keep trying to make it as if it hasn't changed, even in one conversation. Nothing's happened, and you're not going to surface like there's something that just took place, pulling away a certain level of skin or a certain level of obfuscation, of not being seen clearly, and then only to expose yourself in some real way, to be authentic, to honor the truth of the moment, and how being in the moment is kind of demanded if one is to be authentic. And we're speaking about this, and he said to me, you know, I read a book once by a woman named Helen Luke, who wrote a book about old age. She's a Jungian analyst, and he said that, go look it up, what she writes there about Odysseus in Homer's Odyssey. And so she writes this: if one reads the Odyssey, the storm-tossed, conquering Odysseus is identified, of course, with this hero image of himself, his ego, and that's the driving architect of his masculine achievements. He's confronted by a prophecy from the blind seer Tiresias halfway through Homer's Odyssey, and there over the, right, he's kind of out in the ocean, and he's told to take a new journey now, a new journey, to go inland after having conquered the seas. And that he has to carry with him a well-cut oar. A well-cut oar, and travel to a country where people have never seen an oar. And he has to plant his oar firmly in the earth as a final letting go of that which has held him and given him meaning for his life. She goes on to say that the oar is that he is told to plant in a land where no one can recognize that oar because they've never seen the sea, that oar would flower into a tree of hope. The oar will flower into a tree of hope, that others might see it and be moved to ask questions about the journey they themselves had not yet taken. He's told by the prophet that he'll have no more use for that oar. His task will be to seek a new identity, a new set of principles, a new truth, a new mastery, a new skill set. It's a remarkable image, the image of the well-cut oar, the well-used tool for a previous point in our lives when we actually were on the sea, but now we're not there any longer. We're inland. We're in a place where that oar is not the tool of mastery, but we are charged with finding a new oar, finding a new set of skills, a new task and capacity that the old one won't help us with. I think someone, was the book that, I think, Scott, you once gave me a book, that what got you here won't get you there. What got you here won't get you there. There's no greater descriptor of the challenge before the patriarch Jacob than what got you here will never get you there. If we think about Jacob's life and the story of his life, it comes into full relief in two scenes from tomorrow morning's Torah reading. The first scene, he's running away from his brother Esau. And the word the Torah uses is boreach. Livrach means to run from, to be a fugitive. And certainly he's on the run. He stole the birthright, he tricked his father, and his brother's really angry. The last words that Esau will say out loud in the Torah is, I can't wait for my dad's funeral so that I can kill my brother. And so Jacob runs. And the last scene in tomorrow morning's Torah reading, the scene before the reconciliation that will take place in next week's Torah portion between Jacob and his brother who wants to kill him, is yet another scene of running away. Jacob will be running away from Laban, or Lavan, his father-in-law. And the Torah will use exactly the same verb, boreach, he's running away. You can imagine Jacob when he leaves his parents' home and he's on his way to his mother's brother, Rebekah's brother, Laban. He thought things are going to be good now. Everything's going to be okay. You see, Meshana makom, meshana mazal. I'm changing my place. You know, it didn't work out well in one school. I'll go to another school. I'll have friends there. I'll leave this job and I'll go to the next job. I'll leave this relationship and I'll go to the next relationship. There's only one problem. Wherever you go, there you are. So Jacob leaves, and he's got a good plan. Man, it's going to be great at Laban's house. It all starts off so great. I'm going to have this, I meet this woman. I fall in love with her. But if you read tomorrow morning's reading, you realize that karma, right, by any other name, is still karma. And Jacob hasn't learned the lesson to bury the oar that got him here. The maladaptive strategy that might have worked in his family system, in his previous incarnation, in the previous relationship. It's so hard. When we get good at something, even if it's maladaptive, we don't want that thing taken away from us. Even if it's a crutch, it helps us limp along. And so Jacob, the man of the heel, is a runner until next week. And he'll stop running long enough to feel what he's running from. And so Jacob is that expression, that archetype of all of us who find it hard to build new patterns, who think that the only way that we might grow is by continuing to conquer the lands that we've already conquered. And the prophet comes and says, no, it's time to go inland. Take the oar, that mastery, even if it was something that it was useful for you, and bury it somewhere so that it might become a tree of hope. I wonder about that. I wonder about that image of the various tools that I've acquired in my lifetime that got me here but won't get me there. Some of them skillful, some of them, right? Jacob becomes a wealthy guy with that skill, right? What does he do when he gets to his father Laban's house? He thinks, you know what? Since the world is meeting me with deception, not realizing that he was the one that was creating it outside of him, I'll deceive right back. So he gets wealthy off of the deception of his father-in-law, and then is shocked when his father-in-law is upset. Wow, how surprising. You deceived your father-in-law, you deceived your brother, you're running from yourself. You even use your brother's pseudonym, you use his name as your name. Jacob, when are you going to turn around and face the truth? When will you let go of those adaptive tools that understandably you adopted? bury that old ore. Let go of that old identity and learn a much more powerful skill set that will take everything from you. It's scary, man. Jacob's terrified of that. Aren't we all terrified of that on some level? Taking a new job, starting a new way. Stretching into like a, hey, maybe I'll try it this way, even though it makes me incredibly anxious. And we go itching for the old pattern. Where's that? Where did I leave that ore? Where did I leave that thing? Wait a second. Did I actually bury that? I'm supposed to be on the ocean. I'm not that kind of guy, that kind of person. I don't do that. That's so outside of my comfort zone. But Jacob becomes the hero. We're named after him. He's the one that's willing to wrestle next week when he's ready. He's the one who's willing to stay around long enough for the sun to go up instead of always running around in the night, hiding and never really being the person that he's supposed to become. I feel that we as a society are in a great long night of the soul, trying old ways of doing things, trying to get somewhere with the way that it used to work, but no longer does. And we sit in the discomfort of the new system only long enough to be uncomfortable, but not long enough to become masters of something new. When I think about what's happening on Rikers Island, when I think about the old tried solutions that we have for how to end criminal activity, how to put, right, something new in place, all we get is the same old in kind of new jugs. Wouldn't it be nice if we could, for a moment, imagine a new way forward? One that wasn't punitive. One didn't assume that the person across from you, even if they've done something horrible in their life, can't shed that skin, can't learn a new skill, can't be rehabilitated. When will we learn that punishment is not the way to do tshuva? Sure, safety for the public is paramount. Absolutely. Each and every one of us deserves to be safe. And our policymakers, our politicians, our leaders have to ensure our safety. But when will we learn that doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a new result is a little bit meshugana? If Jacob is, I think, an archetype for all of us and for the Jewish people broadly and for humans even more broadly, it's the story of someone who struggled mightily to change and did every imaginable thing to avoid it, because change is hard. And change is what the Torah is all about. If the Torah tells us one thing, it's that who you are today does not have to be who you will become. Even God changes in the Torah. How about that? Ani Adonai lo shaniti, God says, I'm God, I don't change. And we say, really? That's certainly not the case. If Jacob could bury the ore is Aruah Latzadik. The ore, the light that is hidden, the light that is buried, the old mastery, and face his own demons, so can we. And so must we, because there's no way forward unless we do. So pray with all of you on your journeys, wherever you are, whatever mastery you have acquired, and whatever is calling you next in your life. And bless each and every one of you that you hear a clear call to find some place where the tree of hope might be planted. And that in your own courage to face what you need to face and to adopt a new way forward, that you will inspire others to make the journey inward and inland, to leave the night, as it were, and the dark shadows, and to emerge into the light and the courage that it takes. May God bless us to build a kind of world that looks a little bit like that. Please rise. On page 77 and 78. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר ראשית, שלעשנו כגויי ארצות, ולשמחנו כמשפחות האדמה, ששם חלקנו עמהם, וגורלנו עם כל העולם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך הקדוש, שהוא נודה שמם יוסף. In the middle of page 478. והשבותה אל לבביך כי אדוני הוא אלוהים. והשבותה אל לבביך כי בני בשר גוש מחלף נדל לקור שתראי דו קוש ודגיל לך תפח בבשך לפניך אדוני לא הניחו ויפולו כי המלכות שלך היא ולאום יתמלך בכבוד וכתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך on that day ביום ההוא ביום ההוא Please remain standing if you are remembering a loved one at this moment. When we stand in memory at this moment, you can please say the names of loved ones if you're standing, just as we move around the room. We also remember the mother of Karen Beckman tonight, and we also remember the father of Marnie Gellison Kagan. We also remember the shocking passing of Cantor Guy Bonet, passed away 53 from COVID this week, who was working directly with one of our students in the adult mitzvah program, Paul Ullman. What a beautiful person. And all of those online as well, anybody who's typed in the names of loved ones as well, we lift you up. Stevie McLean. Yeah, Stevie McLean. Yeah. If those of you who stand for the mourners, please rise at this moment for the mourners Kaddish on page 115 and 116. יתגדל ויקדש שמי רבה, בעולמה דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וימליכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו, אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ומי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מי כל ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירם בעולמה ואמרו, יהי שלום רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. Yehi Zichram Baruch, may their memory be a blessing. We invite everybody to please rise at this moment for Kiddush, followed by Shalom Aleichem. Just a quick reminder, everybody, you all work for Romemu. Did you know that? You all working for Romemu. You know how you work for Romemu? Even if you're here for the first time, you're on staff. You know how? We want you to say hello to one another when we finish a service. That's it. That's your job. It's like, I know some of you got to like run out, got dinner plans. It's Friday night, right, in New York City. But part of getting back in person together is to actually recognize that it shouldn't take a pandemic for us to appreciate one another's faces and be in one another's presence, right? Even though often it's the case that absence makes things that are present more precious. But say hello to one another, introduce one another to, if you're a Romemu regular, find somebody who's here for the first time, say hi. The last thing that we ever want it to be is to be too big to be intimate. And over the years, as we grew, which we did, things happen. Thank God we did grow. But people started to say, hey, I come to shul and nobody says hi. Even in a warm place like Romemu, but I just like, people leave. So say hi to one another. Jeff Kahn right here, he's the executive director, amazing human being. What? And there's Kiddush downstairs. This is Noah Solomon, our amazing, beautiful prayer leader, with Shoshana Jedwab also. Matt also helping us with the sound. And Rabbi Janice Elster was on staff tonight also. I think Danny was online, doing the moderation. And Carla did the Kia. Amazing, okay. And so if you're here, just say hi. Linger a little bit downstairs. Say hello to one another. We're going to make Kiddush. Page 88, everybody. Please join me. Yom HaShishi Vayechulu HaShamayim V'Haaretz V'chol Tzevam Vaychal Elohim V'yom HaShvi'i Melachto Asher Asa Vayishbos V'yom HaShvi'i Mikol Melachto Asher Asa Vayevarech Elohim Es Yom HaShvi'i Vayikadesh Oso Ki Vo Shavas Mikol Melachto Savri Chaverai Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Borei Pri HaGafen Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Kiddishanu Mitzvotav V'Rotzavanu V'Shabbat Kodsho B'Yavo V'Ratzon Inchilanu Zikaron L'Ma'aseh V'Reishis Ki Hu Yom
תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים.
Kivanu V'Acharta Ve'otanu Kiddashta Im Kol Ha'amim V'Shabbat V'Ahava Baruch Atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
שלום עליכם, מלאכי השרת, מלאכי עליון. ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. לכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום,
Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
לכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום,
Malachei everybody get Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbos. I thought you were going to do a Fleetwood.
la 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 la